For a period of time when this first happened, I could not look at it. And so it's starting to titrate between the stressor and the safety. These are huge skills to have. Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to talk about how I overcame the online criticism that I did while simultaneously sharing the different techniques and things that have been helpful for me in building the level of inner stability and resilience that I've needed in order to overcome and handle the amount of hate that I got. My hope is that this is going to be really valuable for you because building this inner resilience is helpful in all aspects of life, not just if you're navigating online hate, but literally every single facet of life. It can be helpful to be able to learn how to respond from a grounded place versus reacting to certain stressors externally in our reality, which are bound to happen. So it's not about removing stressors in our life, it's actually about building the capacity to meet it head on and not crumble. Years ago, I was one of the world's leading vegan influencers, and I, at some point, changed my diet to carnivore overnight for my health and well-being, which was a really positive choice for me, although that didn't mean that everybody understood and was on board with it. So I really got a whole wave of people who just had a lot to say about how it wasn't cool that I did that, how I was lying, how I was scamming, and all these different things. They started to view me through this certain frame, and it was as if any decision that I made in life or any video that I put out or anything that I shared was then viewed through that same lens. I'm holding like a magnifying glass right here because that's what it felt like. It felt like people put on this lens and then I was just viewed through that moving forward indefinitely. And a lot of really rough commentary was thrown my way and a lot of projection of who people thought I was and what people thought my intentions were, which is just not fun and not easy for anybody. And I'll say, especially myself, I am a quite sensitive person. So at the time that I changed my diet, I had over 800,000 YouTube subscribers. So that's a lot of energy being directed at one person. Not to say that all of that was negative, but a good portion of it was for a period of time. So that's kind of what we're working with. How does one sensitive being, empath, navigate all of that and come out on the other side okay? I want to share with you some of the things that I have done to not lose my sensitivity, because I believe sensitivity is a gift, and it's one of the reasons why I am really good at hosting retreats and holding space for large groups of people and coaching and supporting people one-on-one. Like, I feel people very easily. I don't want to lose that. What I don't want and what I've never been open to is putting up this front and being like a bad bitch, tough sort of archetype. I don't believe that's what true confidence is. I think that's putting up a wall and putting up a front and closing out connection. And that's not what we're going for here. So if that's your vibe, probably just turn off this video right now. On the other hand, if you are also a very sensitive being and you want to learn how to protect your energy, this is the video for you. So please stay with me. The main concept we're working with is the concept of expanding our capacity to be with reality. Expanding our capacity to meet what is here head on and not crumble. To be able to meet it from a place of care and compassion, and also this quality of neutrality. For me, what this looked like was practicing in little doses, building my capacity to look at the fact that, yeah, there's a lot of projection getting thrown my way. That doesn't mean needing to scroll through every single comment and looking at it like quite literally, but that more so means with my awareness, it's like being able to look at, yeah, this is really happening right now. Yeah, this is really intense right now. And for a period of time when this first happened, I could not look at it. I didn't have that capacity. My survival response was to block it out and pretend like nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's still me. Hi, welcome to my channel. We're still making videos. And that's where I was at. But if we want to build resilience, we want to get out of survival patterns and into presence, like true grounded presence, to be able to handle things in this grounded way, then we need to at some point start making that shift. I went from I can't look at it to in little doses starting to look at it, I like to refer to it as like getting with the reality of what's happening. So wow, yeah, okay, so I lost this many subscribers, okay. And take a breath, and can I be with that? Okay, and then orienting to this present moment. Okay, yes, that's happening, and so here's a cheat code for you. Yes, and. I want you to write this down in your phone or in a notebook or something, but keep this with you. This is going to be a huge mantra for anyone out there who has the tendency to have more black and white thinking or be more like all or nothing. This is huge. Being able to bring in the yes, there is a lot going on in the online space, and my livelihood and my career and my character and all of these different things are being poked at, would be a nice way to put it. And right here and now, where am I? So mostly I would be in my house. I'm not in my house right now, but right now I can even find safety in this moment. So right here, okay, I'm in a filming studio and there's another person here with me, and there's actually nothing bad happening right in this moment. And so it's starting to titrate between the stressor and the safety, the threat and the safety in this present moment. So starting to bring into your awareness the thing that's really challenging. Okay, noticing it. Ooh, wow, okay, yeah, there was these thumbnails, photos people wrote on my face that was really intense and just kind of brought me back to being bullied in school. Okay, and then I'm not gonna get lost there and loop in that reality and put myself in a stress response and stay there. But then I'm gonna notice through my 5 senses, okay, what am I feeling in my body? Okay, and do I feel my butt on this chair? Do I feel the texture here? What are the colors that I see? Taking a natural, deeper breath is a sign that the nervous system is down regulating, so bringing more calm into the system. One of the other really key parts of this expanding our capacity to be with and to meet reality head on and to titrate into safety is that we want to meet what's actually happening from a place of care and compassion as opposed to judgment. Those of us who are on a healing journey and, there's a part of our soul that is just so dedicated to learn from the challenges at hand, sometimes we can come in with this layer of judgment and this inner critic that comes online that wants us to do it quicker or be through it already or just get on with the show, just heal this thing already. And that can be really detrimental because it's creating this level of intensity in the system when there's already something intense and challenging and traumatizing that's happening. And so this was one of the biggest skills that I needed to learn how to develop in order to get through what I went through. And now I have this incredible gift on the other side of it. And so this skill is compassion for self and this quality of care. And so if you're like me or like I was, and there's just kind of this level of like inner judgment or inner critic, and you're like, compassion and care, how do I bring that towards myself, right? If it's not something that we were exposed to when we were younger, and if we weren't in this environment of care and warm embrace and compassion and acceptance for our whole entire experience, it's probably pretty foreign. And I had to learn how to develop this. And I like to use the little doorway of, hey, think about if you're an animal lover, which I feel like most people on Earth are, but if you're an animal lover, think about how you feel when you see or get to hold and play with the cutest little puppy or kitten or some sort of baby animal that's just so fluffy and innocent and pure. It's like this quality of care and awe and compassion and love starts to well up inside of us. Same thing if you are a mom or a parent or you love children, right? Thinking of a newborn or a toddler or a little one that again is just so pure in their essence. And you could even think like, oh no, what, like they stumbled on the playground or like they hurt themselves and something happened, not like terribly, but there's this care that comes up like, aw, no, you didn't know you bumped your head or that happened, aw. And so it's starting to develop that quality and then directing that towards the challenge that we're facing, right? Like, oh yeah, it's also this validation of what's happening. Like getting to reflect back, oh, like you hurt yourself or somebody was being mean to you. That's not nice. Same thing with whatever this incredibly challenging situation is. Like for me, this looked like, oh, this is a lot that's going on right now. Any human on earth that has feeling receptors is gonna feel like this is a lot right now and is gonna be overwhelmed by this. And that's really intense. So it's validating from this place of care. And we wanna first take a moment to be with the impact. And then, sure, the show can go on. Some of the skills that we develop through expanding our capacity to meet what's going on, to validate what's going on, and then to have compassion for what's going on are one, compassion for ourself. Another skill is self-trust. So through expanding my capacity to meet some really big, intense things that have happened and to hold myself through that. And I've gotten support too, but we're talking more about this self-practice and how we can build this within ourselves. It's like, oh, if I've been able to move through that and hold myself through that, I carry this trust of whatever happens, I've got me. And another skill developed through this naturally is self-regulation. Really, that's what this practice is. It's being able to titrate the intensity, the challenge with the safety and the soothing of self. And so it's self-regulation, regulation of my nervous system, regulation of my emotional state. These are huge skills to have. And the byproduct of this is being able to hold really incredible space for other people from a more grounded place, from a more present place where I'm not turning away from anything. Right? I don't know if you've ever had an experience where somebody shares something really intense or vulnerable or heavy with you and you kind of waver and it's like, whoa, like I don't know how to respond to that. That's like a lot that this person just dropped right here. And when we learn how to build this resilience within ourselves, this inner stability, we just get to stay there like an anchor, so grounded to be able to meet other people's heavy experience as well with much more ease. And it allows you to respond consciously to certain situations. When there's someone swerving on the road or like people speed up in front of you and then slow down because there's a red light or all these like intense things that happen on the day-to-day basis. Like we're not just talking about online criticism here. We're talking about like all these things that can be so dysregulating. To have the ability to just notice that that happened on the road and respond. Just keep driving or move over one lane if needed, as opposed to reacting. So honking your horn or speeding up behind them or all the things that sometimes we choose to do unconsciously. So that's another benefit of being able to expand this capacity within ourselves and within our lives. It's really beautiful. And I know that this video, we're not getting into like the nitty gritty of, you know, any breathing practices or grounding practices, but really what I want to convey here and what I'm hoping I'm conveying in this video is this concept of building our capacity to be with. And it is a literal dedication and it requires repetition and consistency. And I like to consider it glimpsing. It's like these little glimpses, these little doses of consciously choosing to look at what's actually happening and to feel the impact of what's actually happening. and then to come back to safety and to do it again and again and again. And a lot of this work we can do within ourselves. It can be a self-to-self practice. A lot of it we also want to have other people who can help bring us back to more safety and neutrality as well. I think that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope that it has been supportive for you. I hope that you've received the message that I really wanted to communicate. And I hope that you start utilizing this. So the yes and all the different little nuggets that I shared with you, I hope that you start utilizing it in your own life and start noticing the benefits, because the benefits are everything. It's why I'm sitting here today still recording and still sharing, because I've implemented this and embodied it in myself. And if you are looking to take a deeper dive into this, this is really the heart of what I teach and share with my retreat guests. So if you're interested in attending an upcoming retreat, you can check out the link in the video description that will have all the info about retreats for this year and next year as well. And you can see if it's an aligned fit, and really we get to apply all of this in real time within yourself, and also within, I like to call it like a safe incubator of like-minded women who are also here on this journey and really dedicated to learning this and embodying this and bringing it through in their own lives and their own work as well. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did find it helpful. Drop any comments down below or any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.